the longevity. So as an example, avoidance are very much on the dopamine scale of, oh, this is a great relationship the first couple months, first year, because you're on that dopamine high. But then obviously that dopamine is not sustainable to be at high. That's not sustainable for us humans. Yes, we have those spikes of excitement, adventure, etc., but you bond in the oxytocin, serotonin. Like, this is, it may be quote unquote boring of love is like, no, it's just stable. You can trust that person or those friends or those people. But Adam Lane Smith goes much more detail of anxious, the neurological effects in anxiousness as well as avoidant. And I know on the anxious side, to expand a little bit off that, you're tired. Like we talked about, I think a couple months ago, where my capacity grew because I was so tired all the time because I was overthinking everything. And so it's extremely tiring and difficult. So you're always drained. Same with the avoidant. They're always tired. That's exhausting. So yeah, just we'll stop there.
I wonder if, because you said the avoidants are the anxious, when it's the honeymoon stage, they're all for it.
Both sides,
I wonder if that's because of the neglect they got as a child. They're getting a strong, immense amount of love and thrill and emotional connection in the beginning, so they are all for it.
Yeah.
They're all for it because they didn't get that as a kid. And I say that because that was me. Years ago, that was me. Yeah. I am going all for it because I didn't get that as a child. So I wonder if that, I'm pretty sure that has some type of connection. But not knowing how to deal with things when things get real and the relationship sinks a little deeper and you're like, okay, we are actually sitting in this now. Commitment is settled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, continue. Sorry about that.
No. Feel free to jump in. Yeah, it can get really scary because also the dopamine, the honeymoon, the puppy dog stage, and then once that settles down, that's when the things you haven't healed from and the true work begins.
Yeah.
Or the work that is out in front of both of you. And speaking on a context of an intimate relationship, but the work that has to be done for yourself, because that's where it's like, okay, anyone can start off strong with a habit or anything like that, or especially a new relationship,
Yeah.
But then after, it's like, can you sustain? Or, okay, now what habits are creeping up as the dopamine comes down, as that high comes down, and it settles into something stable and has longevity to it. So that's the question.
There is something, and you could bounce off this if you want. I recently heard the other day, and I was like, bing. Yeah. All right, in a relationship, when you get with someone, when you are dating somebody, whether it's a month into it, a couple weeks into it, or when you actually fall in love, tricky words, when you love that person that you are with, and a lot of us have toxic traits that come out every now and then, and our attachment styles that come out every now and then.
Yeah.
I heard this and I was like, man, this is great. Speak up in your relationship and speak your unconditional love. Like, hey, sometimes this part of me comes out and I don't like it. Are you willing to love me when this part of me comes out?
Yeah.
Speaking your unconditional love. And I was like, ooh, that sank in. I was like, dang, bro.
I'm going to sit down now.
No, it's that good. Yeah. It's that good. And it's one of those things, again, in relationships. Speak your needs and your wants. Speak your unconditional love. Like, hey, sometimes I get distant and I apologize. Can you love me through that? Mm-hmm. And it comes from this or it comes from that. It won't be that long. Mm-hmm. Here's how you can be around me during that time. Here's how you can love me during that time. Here's how you can love me unconditionally. Mm-hmm. Speak that. Same things with speaking sex. Speak that. Yeah. Have those conversations. Have those healthy conversations so your relationship can thrive. Mm-hmm. Communicate. Communicate your needs and your wants and your unconditional love. When I heard that, man, I was like, boom. You think you know something.
Yeah.
But that perspective of speaking your unconditional love, oof.
Yeah. It's
I get crazy at moments when we argue. When we argue, this happens or this happens. I get defensive. I get this way, but that's not always me. That's a part of me that I am working so hard on. Can you unconditionally love me through that process and still be there for me?
Yeah.
So that's it. Love the good, the bad, and the ugly. Mm-hmm. But know that it's not always like that. That's just a trait that I have.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it pops up.
But I will work on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, I worked through, in previous podcasts we talked about this, but like people pleasing, you know, I had that, or I have that. So definitely have worked on that, and, you know, still dealing with the residue or the
residue. I like that.
The latent signs of anxious, like fear of abandonment,